What is information extraction and how it is related to the domain of biological data? I will start from the pyramid of knowledge. Basically, what is pyramid of knowledge? We have three things. Number one is data, number two information, and the third one is knowledge. At the lowest level or the base of pyramid, we have data, which is basically a combination of raw facts. From there we collect or extract information, and that information helps us to attain knowledge from the presented data. This information and knowledge comes under the heading of information extraction. So basically, information extraction can be defined as extraction of information from machine readable documents. So our focus here is only on machine readable documents. Documents of course can be of two types. One should be hard files, which are manual documents or written by humans, and the other one are those documents which are in digitized format. Digitized format means which are present in the soft form on a computer system. Then another thing related to information extraction is that it is processed by humans, and then it is in the form of natural language processing, which I have written by NLP in this slide. So what is natural language processing, or what is its importance? So natural language processing helps us in understanding of the written and machine readable documents. And finally, what are the different types of data which are related to biological domain and which are used in information extraction? That can be textual data, image data, video data, or audio data. So in a combined way, we can say that this data is either textual or multimedia data. So multimedia stands for where we have data in audio, video, or image format. So what are different advantages of information extraction? The most important advantage of information extraction is that it converts unstructured data into structured data. So what is unstructured data? That is basically our basic data, which is raw facts and figures. And then what is structured data? That relates to information and knowledge which is attained from our data, which was raw facts. So I have given an example here which says that we have a merger between company 1, which is presented by C1, company 2, C2, and then data, and the date at which that merger was produced. Suppose I say that HP and Compaq, they had a famous merger in some 90s or whatever date that was. We can say that merger is a relationship between company 1 HP and company 2 Compaq and some specific date. So now what is this merger presenting? Basically, this is a predicate which shows the relationship between two different companies at a specified date. Another advantage of information extraction is logical reasoning, and which infer new rules and new information from the present data. Then we have an example for this logical reasoning. Suppose if I say that a person has a date of birth of 1980, then I can easily infer that his age is roughly 34 years. Moving on, this information extraction leads us to text simplification. Text simplification is related to making complex text as easy as possible. And we can say that just getting the information from our data is also under the heading of text simplification. BioNLP. So when I say that natural language processing helps us in information extraction from the data, and if that data is of biological domain, then this becomes BioNLP. So roughly speaking, what would be BioNLP? It would be application of natural language processing techniques on biological data, which can be textual, audio, video, and any sort of multimedia data. Then another thing about bio data, that there is two sorts of data. Number one data, as we have been following for our lectures, that is sequential data, in which we have different sequences of DNA, RNA, or protein structures. BioNLP techniques are mostly not applicable to sequence data. Their major focus is on other data which is in textual format. So in textual format data, that is in the form of words, sentences, paragraphs, essays, and then broadly speaking, we can say that that data is in the form of literature or research papers which are related to biological domain. Here I have given an example of information extraction framework. As you all know, that major focus of or major domain of literature data related to biological domain is PubMed. PubMed basically, which is a search engine which is related to medical data has different articles, or roughly almost all the articles which are from biological literature in a specific place, and that corpus is from Medline corpus. So what I have shown here is that we have mesh terms which are medical subject heading terms, which are shown in this figure in this part. So what are these different terms, mesh terms? Aged 80 and above, then blood platelets, cell size, female, humans, male, etc. So whenever we want to retrieve these mesh terms from PubMed corpus or PubMed search engine, what we say, okay, we have got this information which is in mesh terms, and then at the back end we have this PubMed search engine. So what I say, I write a term like aged, and then I try to find out this term from these different papers. So at the end, what will I get? Providing the simple mesh term, I will get a list of those documents which are related to those terms. To reach this result, we need specific techniques for NLP and information extraction. What is motivation for information extraction in biological data? Number one, as I have already shown, understanding or retrieval of data from PubMed articles. Then classification of data. Classification means assigning some classes, labels, tags, or annotating some specific data. Retrieval means against our query, a user query, we retrieve relevant documents against that query. And finally, summarization. Since data is in huge volume, to present it in a compact and user relevant information, we usually summarize that data.